tell somebody else what this channel is all about. For the past year or so, we've been reading this book right here, Billboards to Better, 366 Daily Sources of Motivation and Inspiration Along the Highway of Life. It means that we've been taking the time to explore these quotes and just see what does it mean or how can I apply them to my life, just that sort of thing. And I usually start off by reading one of the quotes. This book is available over on Amazon.com. It's my 7th book, and I usually start off by reading one of the quotes. But I'm telling you what we're going to do. At the beginning of the new year, we're going to go to another book that I wrote. And I reviewed this some time ago, but people have been asking, can you please go back to that book? Can you please go back to it? So the beginning of the year, I'm going to go back and we're going to review this book right here. And we're going to walk through it because it is a dynamic book. It's called When I Am Overwhelmed, How to Handle Life at Its Most Intense Moments. And I say dynamic in terms of it's interactive. So there's space for us to really do some soul searching and that kind of thing. And if you want to get this, run on over to Amazon.com and pick up this book. Maybe it's some stocking stuff. I don't know, but run on over there and get it. But tonight, you all, I want to talk about, it's the holiday season. So I want to talk about gift giving and that sort of thing. And I only want to take a look at one quote. I only want to take a look at one quote for tonight. But I do want to talk about gift giving. And I'll do all of that. I want to give you a teaser first. I just want to give you a little teaser before I talk about gift giving. Let me ask you all this. We're 4 days out from Christmas. Do you need some gift giving ideas? We're going to talk about it. Do you still have a few last minute gifts that you need to pick up? We're going to talk about it. Do you have trouble picking out gifts for the person who seems to have everything? People ask me, what do you want? All that kind of stuff. And I say to them, I don't really want anything. And so I'll ask you all, do you have trouble picking out gifts for the person who seems to have everything? And what about this? Are you trying to find a special gift without spending a lot of money? No, nobody's trying to break the bank just for holiday shopping. No, not at all. We are far beyond that. So we're going to talk about all those things and a little more. But tell somebody, go and tell them, come on and let's talk to Cutler. I'll be right back and I'll shout out the LTTC VIPs as soon as I come back. All right, give me a second, a moment. I'll be right back.
Let's talk to Cutler. One more thing, like, subscribe and share. Come on, let's talk to Cutler.
All right, come on, let's talk to Cutler. I want to jump right into this conversation. But thank you, those of you who are sharing, those of you who have allowed me to share this time in this space. I want to say thank you all so much. I don't take it for granted. This year has been successful. It has been healing. It has been all of that for me because in part, what you all give me every Tuesday and every Thursday. So thank you all for that. I love how someone put it earlier in another conversation that this is a community of winners. And I certainly feel that. And I want to thank you all for that. It has been a most outstanding year. And that's because I have to say thank you all for that. Let me tell you what, in the nature of getting ready for the holiday, I used to, you all remember this, I used to come on with my sweet tea because I'm from the country, from the South, and I would have my sweet tea. But what I have tonight, it's the holiday season, so I have this mug. I have a set of these. Did you all remember the Saturday Evening Post? My mom gave me a set of these mugs many years ago. And Mama, I still have them, all of them. And they are not broken. But I have all of them. And in this mug, I got to do this just for you all. You all are probably saying, Cutler, what you drinking? If it's the holiday, right? How many of you all drink eggnog? People tell me, I can't believe you drink eggnog. I love eggnog. As a matter of fact, I remember when my great grandmother used to make eggnog, but I absolutely love eggnog. Tell me if you all like eggnog or not. Just put that in the chats. But let me shout out the LTTC VIPs to say thank you so much for being some of the first people in the chat this evening. And they are Annie Cutler. She says, let's ride, get aboard. Sonia Bailey says, good evening, everyone. T. Cutler says, hello, all. And I have to say this because one person, Mick Diner, says, oh my goodness, good evening all. I almost forgot it was Tuesday. So glad I'm subscribed. Mick Diner, thank you so much. We got to tell people, just subscribe and get the notification. All right, again, I said it before I made the transition to the opening and then back. Just a reminder, you all, beginning the first of the year, we're going to go to this book here. And we're going to read this, When I'm Overwhelmed, How to Handle Life at Its Most Intense Moments. And I want to thank you so much, T. Cutler. T. Cutler says, let me just show this. T. Cutler says, I love that book. It is a good read. Thank you so much. Let's see. Wow, you all are just saying wonderful things and kind things. Thank you all so much. McDiner says, I'm giving your book to 3 and keeping one in the house. Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate that, you all. I don't take it for granted. I've written 7 books, and I don't take for granted that people listen to what I have to say. People read what I write. I just don't take any of that stuff for granted. I really, really don't. So thank you all so much. Those of you who have already gotten the books, those of you who will, I want to say thank you. I really, really do. And I'll tell you what we're going to do tonight. What we're going to do tonight, we're going to talk about this whole gift giving thing, but just one quote I've got to get to. I really, really want to get to. Let's see. Ray Della, good. So you like eggnog. Good. I'm glad. T. Cutler, I see you. You got your mouth covered. McDonough, you're allergic to eggnog. Oh, Tracy, yes, I absolutely love eggnog ice cream as well. MV, good. You like eggnog too. Let's see. Yvonne Jones, eggnog. Okay, wonderful. So that was just... Here's to the eggnog crew. You know, you have to be careful with eggnog because it's like milk. And we who have mustaches, it sometimes stays there, so you can't get milk in your mustache. But all right, thank you all. All right, so run out and get yourself some eggnog for the holidays. But I want to get to this. I want to get to this quote. Eggnog has nothing to do with the conversation. I'm just in a good mood. I really am. I tend to always be in a good mood, but I suppose I'm in an extra good mood tonight. And my goodness, I forgot something. You all give me 2 seconds. Maybe 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and I'll be right back because I prepared something for our conversation this evening. Yes, Annie Cutler, you know I do. I know you love eggnog, but I want to talk about just how life and expectations, as well as this whole gift giving process. So I want to talk about a quote that I wrote in this book. We don't always get it right the first time. Cutler, what are you doing? That I wrote in this book, which we've been reading for a while, Billboards to Better. And someone may be asking, so what is this whole thing about? For over a year now, we've been reviewing and reading this book, and we've been talking about how we can show up better tomorrow than we did today. We've been talking about how we can examine ourselves, how we can grow, how we can move along life's highway, and we can read the signs. And that's why I want to talk about how we can read the signs, and we take those things that we're learning, the things that we're learning that we are knowing and that we are applying to our lives. And we're taking all of those things and we're using those things, we're putting them in our arsenal, and we're showing up a better me tomorrow than I did today. It doesn't mean that I showed up bad or that today was a flop or failure, but it means that I've put something else in my arsenal for tomorrow. There's always something that time is teaching me. There's some lesson that life is allowing me to learn. And every Tuesday and Thursday, we show up so that we don't take that for granted. I posted on a social media post some time ago, life has taught me that, ... And I just asked people, just fill in the blank. Tell me, what has life taught you? And one of the things that there are many things that life has taught us, and we are sharing that. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we come together as a community of winners. And we're sharing all those lessons that we are gleaning from this book right here. So it has been my privilege, that has been my honor to share this time and this space with you all. Thank you so much for that. And I dare not make my transition to this next book without pulling up just a few lessons that still remain in this book. That's what this channel is about. It's about real talk. We've been talking about ourselves. We've been talking to each other about life and how to make life work and how to make life happen. So that's why we've been talking about how to navigate the holidays and deal with grief. That's why we've been looking at the magic that children can bring into our lives, right? Many of you enjoyed the broadcast where I had my 5-year-old nephew Carter. And by the way, he wants to come back. He wants to come back just as much as you all want him to come back. So absolutely, I'm going to incorporate Carter in some of the next broadcasts that we're going to have. But tonight, as we're talking about the signs and the billboards, that's what and I'm just making this pitch so that people who are reading or who are hearing this for the first time, who say, well, what is this channel about? That's what we're doing. We hear enough bad news. We hear enough people being berated and backstabbing and all of that. We hear enough of that. And so one of the things that I wanted to offer a platform. I wanted to offer a platform of positivity, a platform where we can settle our roots and just continue to spring forth and grow and be our best selves. I believe in being my best self, and I want to help others become their best self. Why? Because somebody helped me. Where I am today, I didn't get here by myself. And that is my homage to everybody who's ever been in my court, who has ever been in my circle, in my space, and in my village. I want to say thank you so much. And some of them now sleep, but this is my homage to them, to reach back and help somebody, to reach back and do for others what somebody one day did for me. All right, so I'm not going to get caught up in that because you all know I'm a thankful person, and I'm thankful for every person who has ever been a part of my growth. I really am. All right. So today, what I want to talk about is just this one. We're going to talk about gift giving, I promise you, but I want to talk about this one quote for December the 21st that's found right here in this book. And the quote says, life is like math. You all know I couldn't give this one up. I'm a math tutor. Life is like math. When the numbers don't add up, look at the signs. Life is like math. When the numbers don't add up, look at the signs. So people who are just riding by my channel for the very first time, stop and let's talk about what happens when life is when the numbers don't add up in life. Sometimes you all in life, are y'all ready for this ride? Sometimes go and tell somebody else. So you all do what Carter asked you all to do. Carter says one more thing, like, subscribe, and share, and do all that. Go ahead and share and tell people, come on, let's talk to Cutler. But you all know this. Sometimes in life, things don't turn out the way we expect. They just don't. They don't turn out the way we plan. They don't turn out the way we imagine. They don't turn out the way we anticipate. Sometimes they don't turn out the way we hope. And not only, life has taught me that not only do things or situations not turn out the way we expect, but sometimes people don't turn out the way we expect. I need to just let that marinate there for a second, but I only have 1,800 seconds, so I can't wait. People sometimes don't turn out the way we expect. We thought we were going to end up with a friend, but we ended up with an enemy. We thought we were going to end up with a confidant, but what we ended up with was a gossiper and a deceiver. Sometimes we thought we were going to end up with someone who was true and committed, but what we ended up with was someone who was a liar and a backstabber. Am I talking to anybody other than myself? Because have you ever found yourself sometimes trying to navigate life and you're just feeling out of sorts? You're feeling like something was wrong and you just couldn't put your hands on it. And you may have worked to reach a certain goal or a certain outcome. I'm telling you all, everything that does not always turn out the way that we are expecting. Yes, people can fail you. Look at the signs to get in alignment. You all are absolutely right. Sometimes people, not just things, sometimes people don't add up. And just like people don't add up, there are times when circumstances and situations don't add up. Have you ever had those moments where you just wanted to throw in the towel because it seemed like it was that all the efforts that you were making, it seems like they just weren't working in your favor? I definitely wanted to, so you all can see why I didn't want to skip over this lesson as we're talking about the holidays. Sometimes all the work that you're putting in, and it seems like things just don't work out for your favor. And it left you at what we sometimes say at your wit's end. We often have those moments when we don't know what to do. I promise you, for those moments, you all, we're really going to talk about that in this book, those moments that are intense and we don't know what to do. We often have those moments when we don't know what to do and we don't feel as if we can change anything, and we feel like our lives have just simply spun all the way out of control. And to the best of my ability this evening, you all, I really want to help somebody. I want to help all of us, because life may not necessarily be out of control. It could be that our way of looking at life is simply out of focus. Or many times while we are trying to reach a certain outcome, we might just be going about it the wrong way. We've got the right tools, but we're doing the wrong things with them. Sometimes we have to step back and ask ourselves, what exactly did I do with what I had? What did I do? I know I had the right stuff, but what did I do with it? And sometimes it is at the end of the year when we do this kind of assessment, but I'm thankful that we've done it all year long. And so it's not a difficult task for us to do that, to step back and say, what exactly did I do with what I had? I had the right things, but how did I use them? It's like math. If I give you all the numbers, if I say here's the number 7 and 2, tell me what you would come up with. Just two numbers. I'm telling you, here's the number 7 and 2, and you all tell me what you come up with. And we're going to talk about it, because the quote says life is like math. When the numbers don't add up, look at the signs. If I were to give you, this is why I jumped up, because I forgot this, because I wanted to make it sizable, something so that you can see. I'm telling you, here's the number 7 and 2. You all tell me what you're going to give me. Tracy says she's going to give me 9. Somebody else talk to me. All right. You all keep 7 and 2. All right, 7 and 2. So you said if we add them, we're going to. I think McDinah, if we're going to add them, we get 2. I mean 9. If we're going to subtract them, we get 5. McDinah says if we're going to multiply them, we get 14. You all are absolutely right. I give you the number 7 and 2. Look at that. It's all in what you do with them. I've given you the same numbers. You all are right. T Cutler. I see you all. Life is like math. You got the right tools, but what did you do with them? I give you the numbers 12 and 3. What are you going to get? It's the same way. It's the same principle, the same concept. If you add them, you're going to get 15. If you subtract them, you're going to get 9. If you multiply, you're going to get 36. If you divide, you're going to get 4. It is the same way in life. We have the tools, but what did we do with them? The people, the situations, the circumstances, we might be trying to add things or people that need to be subtracted out of our lives. We might incrementally be trying to multiply things that should slowly be divided. I'm going to do my level best to make this make sense, because in a situation when it comes to goals and opportunities and ideas, it might be that what we're trying to do, we might be trying to do a whole lot at one time. And that's what I call multiplication. When I'm trying to do a whole lot at one time, maybe we have too many irons in the fire. I empower you. I offer you tonight the power to step back and look at the assets, the things that are in your arsenal, to do an inventory. My offering tonight is the power to do a true inventory of what is in your arsenal, what are on your shelves. Doesn't mean that what you have is wrong. It means we just need to take a look at what we're doing with them. I got all these goals, these ideas, these opportunities. And maybe I have too many irons in the fire at one time. And yes, maybe those irons all belong to you. But instead of doing multiplication, maybe you should do subtraction for now and addition a little later. See, I didn't take anything from you. It's all yours, because how many of you know that what is for you, it is for you. What is for you, it is for you. So I'm not taking away anything, even those opportunities, those goals, those hopes, those ambitions, and those dreams. Never let anybody take those away from you. I'm suggesting that sometimes we have too many irons in the fire at one time. And while they all belong to you, instead of trying to do multiplication, just do subtraction for now and addition later. Cutler, how could you say something like that? Because Rome wasn't built in a day. Sometimes it's just little by little. I'm offering us again tonight the power to pace ourselves. That is an additional offering, the power to pace yourselves. Because sometimes things are built little by little and brick by brick. It is sometimes little by little that dreams become realities. I'm telling you. Think about that, y'all. Have you, not just things, but have you ever been just emotionally distraught and you kept trying to satisfy the moment with stuff and with things and with people, and perhaps instead of adding things or adding people, what you needed was to empty yourself and to cleanse your soul? Perhaps it was a moment when what you needed to do was to subtract instead of add. Sometimes it is that way with things, with people, with our emotions, with all of that. Have you ever thought, maybe as I'm getting to the end of the year, maybe one of the things that I need to do is to purge myself and just spend time alone and get in touch with myself and reach those moments of self-awareness, those moments of self-actualization, all of that stuff. But be careful when you're doing that, because sometimes when you're alone by yourself, you have to see what and know what works for you. Because sometimes when we are soul searching and we're purging ourselves, sometimes what we do, we just cut everybody off. I'm not saying cut everybody off, because you have to see what works for you, because that's a huge subtraction. Because sometimes when we cut everybody off after we've done that huge subtraction, we realize there is no one in our space. There's no one to share that space. And when we have nobody to share those spaces with us, we have nobody to hold us accountable. No one to ground us with humanity. So perhaps sometimes, rather than cutting everybody off at one time, what you need to do is to divide your acquaintances. Divide your time with people. And perhaps you don't need to subtract, but maybe it's just a matter of dividing. Life is like math. I'm a firm believer that many times we are given what we need to survive. But from time to time, sometimes we miss the mark with learning how to manipulate and handle the things correctly. Sometimes we really are. What I find interesting is that as we've talked about these numbers, and I think about math, and someone may attest to that. But I want to look at your comments for just a moment. My new sign is to take away some of my clothes. So now that I telework, yeah, sometimes we've got to empty out stuff. Yes, let's see. I can apply this to my life and the classroom. Absolutely, yes. Envy, you sure can. Please do. Don't get my age and look backwards and wish that you had. That's right. I thank you so much for Annie Color says, please don't get my age and look back and wish that you have done some of these things, like reading the signs, getting those things. Thank you. My subtraction will add closet space. Right. Sometimes when we take away, we're adding other things. Be mindful of closing off people. Do it in small dosage. K Sharp, I'm in sync with you. I truly agree with that. Because sometimes we want to do a total purge. I want to get everybody out of my life. No, be careful about doing that, because now you become alone, lonesome, and lonely. So be careful with doing that. Be careful with responding out of emotion. Be strategic when you do these things. The same way, Daniel, good to see you. The same way that when it comes to these numbers and math, the same way we sometimes run and get tutors. We would do that for math. But here's the thing. We don't ask for life tutors. We'll get a math tutor in a heartbeat. We'll get an economics tutor, a statistics tutor, an English tutor. We'll get tutors for those subjects in a heartbeat. But what about life, you all? And you all know this our conversation is about inspiration and motivation, and it's also about challenges. And so I challenge us not to only look for life tutors, but to be the tutor that somebody else is looking for. Annie Cutler, Mom, that is why I appreciate you so much. Because one of the things that you always remind us and me about is to be the tutor that other people are looking for. I challenge us, you all, to be the people that others are looking to understand character, to understand integrity, to navigate life. I challenge us to be the people that other folk look to when they are admonished to mark the perfect person. I challenge us to be the people that others look to when they're looking for living epistles, when they're looking for thank you, when they're looking for the light, when they're looking for examples, when they're looking for lives that they can read and say, I want to be like him, I want to be like her. I challenge us to be those people. It's what I call life tutors. I challenge us to be and to become those. Some of us might not be good at math, but you've lived enough years to tell somebody how to handle a day. You got enough years under your belt to at least tell somebody how to handle a day. Don't sell yourself cheap. I know we didn't dot every I. I know we didn't cross every T. I know we didn't get everything right. And there are some things that we still may not get right. But don't sell yourself cheap. You've lived long enough. You've lived enough years to help somebody navigate a day. You may not be able to get them through a month, but you can at least get them through an hour. And in this season, you all, we're still dealing with this pandemic. We're dealing now with this Omicron variant. We're still in pandemic mode, and people are still pandemic in the holidays in the middle of a pandemic. This is our second go round. We've been here before, and yet we are here again. And many of our brothers and sisters are still dealing with the pressure of the pandemic. They're dealing with all of this stuff, you all. And yes, they're still looking for life tutors. They're looking for ears to listen and shoulders to cry on. They're still looking for all of that. Somebody still does not know how to navigate the holidays in the middle of this pandemic. Somebody still does not know how to handle grief in the midst of the holidays. They're looking for tutors. Somebody still does not know how to navigate time spent home alone. They're looking for tutors, you all. Somebody still does not know how to navigate the inability to show love and affection to their loved ones. They're looking for tutors. It is indeed still a true saying that these are the times that try men's souls. So let's do our part to help them, y'all, when things just don't seem to add up. People are looking for life tutors. And so I want to know, and we'll close this way, because life is like math. When the numbers don't add up, look at the signs. Look at your life and look at the people in your life, the situations and circumstances, and ask yourself, say to yourself, I've got the right things, and sometimes I've got the right people, but is this the time to add, to subtract, to multiply, or divide with people? And then ask yourself the same question with the things that you have. So I want to ask you all, in this holiday season, I opened the conversation by asking you, do you still need gift-giving ideas? Do you still have a few last minute gifts that you need to get? Are you having trouble picking up gifts for the person who seems to have everything? Are you trying to find a special gift without spending a lot of money? It goes back to being a life tutor. You all want a couple of houses going to come together. You be the gift. So when I ask you, what are you giving? If you had to give a gift without it being a thing, community, fellow passengers, help me out this evening. If you had to give a gift without it being a tangible thing, what would you give of your heart? You all join me and share with me for a few seconds the gifts that you would give. Would you give somebody love? This holiday, won't you give somebody thank you, kind words, words of encouragement, intangible gifts that we can give others. Our time, spending time in VS. Love, thank you, T. Cutler, love and a listening ear. This is important. This is the heart of why we come here and we meet here every Tuesday and every Thursday to ask ourselves, how can I show up better? What is it that will help me to show up better? Sometimes it's by what you do with what you have. I see you, Annie Cutler. I said yes to all of the above. Would you give somebody forgiveness? Call some people, and then give love and encouragement. My time. What about a true love? Yes. What about maybe excitement? Maybe somebody has been down for a while and they need just a little excitement. They need a little enthusiasm. They need a little encouragement. Thank you. I see that, Tracy. G. Cutler, yes, a listening ear. MV, I see you, my time and attention. Would you give somebody a second chance? Would you give somebody some kind of assurance, moral support? Give somebody a reason to smile. These are gift-giving ideas that we're sharing with each other. A call or a text just to say, I was thinking about you. An opportunity to laugh. Give somebody an opportunity to laugh, a reason to smile. Give somebody the space to be authentic. There we're going, but I want to ask you, what are you giving yourself? I suggest that you give yourself the room to grow. Give yourself time to heal. Give yourself the power to explore options. And give yourself the right to change your mind. The power to explore options, the right to change your mind, room to grow, and time to heal. Our time this evening has gone by so quickly. And I was thinking maybe I should just, give us all a day off Thursday. But you know what? I think I'm just going to pop up Thursday. Just show up Thursday, just to be able to say happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you all, and just to remind you what a gift you have been to me. I think that's what I'll do. I'll show up Thursday just to remind you all what a gift you have been to me. All right. So then, my last eggnog for the evening. I'm still going to drink it after the broadcast, but I want to say this to us all. Let's keep building community. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. However we do it, let's keep maintaining connectivity. Let's keep our heads up, keep our hopes up. Stay safe, stay sane, and know this, from my heart to yours, there is, I promise you there is, and there always will be so much love. I'll see you all Thursday. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Good night.